What's up, y'all? This is your boy Afro Beats, back at it again with another garden tutorial. So today we're going to be learning about how to take your apartment space and create vegetable towers like tomato plants, beans. For those who want to grow those small things but only have limited space, this one's for you. So let's go to the soul garden space. All right, first things first, I want to show you what you guys are getting from this tutorial. So this is the original, what I like to call Tower of Pizza. It's a tomato plant that I made my own vegetable cage from. So as you can see, it's doing pretty well. Picked some a couple of weeks ago and now more are growing, doing very well. So that's what we're in for today. So what are we gonna need to get this done? You're gonna need a pot. I believe this is a 6-inch. You're gonna need rocks for drainage. You're going to need 4 garden stakes. These are about, you need at least a 6-footer, but you're definitely going to want an 8 because most plants grow to be 8 feet if they're climbers. You have either, not both, either twine or twist ties. These are garden twist ties, okay? I personally like the twist ties better because they provide more stability and they don't loosen like the twine. But the tomato plant I just showed you uses twine, so they're also fine. Lastly, you need soil and you also need a seedling of some kind, a climber. So what I'm growing here right now is called the Blue Lake Heirloom Pole Beans, okay? This is actually a little more further developed that I would like to starting my tower. So you actually want to start thinking about building one of these by the time it gets to like this point, because these grow pretty fast and you don't want to put too much pressure on the roots and the system. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pot, put our stones or rock in about, I would say, at least 1/4 of an inch, just enough to cover the bottom surface, like that. You want to make sure it has ability to actually drain, so you want to leave that little hole open, or at least a little crack in there so it can get in there. Next thing you want to do is you want to take your soil and fill it up about, I would say, 3/4 of the way. 3/4 of the way of the pot. Take any sticks out of there, you don't need that. That's about 3/4. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go ahead and dig a hole that suits the depth needed for the plant. You have to look at the back of the seeds in which you're growing. Let's see what this one says. About 1 inch deep. So you want to make a hole about that size, maybe even a little bit more because we're using a plug and it's already been sold. So I would say 1.5 inches to 2 inches will be fine because the seed has already been sowed. So once you get that hole in there, you're going to go ahead and turn your plug over, okay, and kind of tap that out. You don't want to disturb the root system, but you do want to get it nice and solid so you can push a little bit on the bottom and it should come up like that. Wow, that's a beautiful root system right there. That means it's healthy. The roots are getting what they need. That's good stuff. We're going to break that up just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay, so those roots can kind of spread there. They're going to place that inside of our soil. Get a little bit more soil just to cover it up and stabilize it in the middle. Okay, spread that around, press down. All right, and that's what it should look like from there. All right, let's go to the next step. So next step, this is an important step because it's going to stabilize your whole tower, what you're going to do is you're going to make little holes. I would take maybe 2 of them and put them together, spread them out. You want them to be about 3 inches apart. You're trying to put them to the corner against the side of the pots and kind of make little holes like this. Okay, go about 3 inches the other way to the corner where the pot is. Make a little hole. Okay, you want them to be spread out as evenly as possible. This kind of looks like, you see my holes? That's what you need. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and start with them at a diagonal and force it down into the soil. Force it down into the soil and make kind of like a triangle shape. Triangle shape kind of looks like this. This is going to be somewhat of like a TP shape. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and take your other 2 and do the same thing. I would say do 1 at a time. So got that down there. You should be hearing the side of the pot. It should be going down against the side of the pot. Okay. Once you have that all set up, you're going to go ahead and take a piece of twine. I'll let these go for a second. I'm going to take my twine here, or twist ties. You only need about probably like 6 inches to play it safe. Okay, you don't need that much because you're going to tighten it. That's a good piece right there. And as you can see, I got that tie pretty tight. Okay, that's what you want. Not all the way at the top now. You want, I would say, about 2 inches from the top. Okay. Now, to make sure this is even more supported, we're going to want to put a little bit more soil around this, okay? We want there to be mounds of soil, so when you eventually water it, the mounds of soil will help stabilize it as well. So this is going to really help stabilize the tower. First time I did this, it was all over the place. It was leaning, and I just learned that I had to put some more soil to stabilize it, and it helped a ton. So it's okay if it kind of pokes over top. You want it to be as stabilized as possible. So spread all around, then pinch down just a little bit. Okay. And go ahead and do the little pot tap again. Okay. And that should be pretty solid. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some more supports. So for the ties, you want to cut these about 6 inches apart way beforehand, just so it's easier. That's all about you need right there. And use my thumb as a measuring tool. Right here is about good. So these are going to be a little less tight the further you go down. So you want it tight, but not too tight. On the second one. Okay. Tight, but not too tight. Okay. If you haven't gotten your scissors already, I forgot to put that in the materials. Go ahead and get your scissors. Just chop that off. Okay. Do another one, about 4. This one you want to even make a little bit less tighter than the previous one. Alright, so here we are. Got everything tied up. I went ahead and wrapped my beanpole plant around, and it should go straight up. So if you're afraid of not having enough space between the poles for your plants to move, like I may have tied this a little bit too tight for some plants. For the bean poles, it should be fine. But maybe if you're doing like a tomato or you're trying to force more plants in there, all you have to do is come up to the top and just loosen the top a little bit and just spread them out, and it'll be fine. And just make sure you're compacting the base of the soil, you know, so it's really solid. But besides that, yeah, that's it. Last step is just to water this bad boy. You want to go ahead and spray this before you put water, because the soil will not absorb it quite like you want to when you first put the water on. So this will keep the soil moist, so it'll go ahead and drain the water and absorb the water. If you don't do this, you have a big mess. Water will just slide off. So after you do that, go in with your little watering canister and just give it a nice little soak. Let it drain. Go back in one more time and let it soak. And there you have it, folks. That's how you make your own vegetable tower. And that's it. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for joining me for today. I hope to bring more value like this to you guys. You can follow me at Instagram at Afro_beats, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Also, tell me what type of vegetables you want to grow using this technique we just learned today. All right? Talk to y'all later. Peace.